Hello dear friends, myself Sonigra, and today we are going to discuss about the solution of GTU examination question paper. We will discuss the solution of June 2013 examination question paper, but before that we will finish the previous question paper from July 2010. Few questions still remained of that question paper. So first we will discuss the solution of those papers, and then after we will continue June 2013 examination question paper in the subject of mechanical drafting. The question up to third question we discussed the solution. Now question number 4. The question number 4 is this, which is asked for 14 marks. Figure shows assembly of knuckle joint. Draw two views of knuckle joint. Give necessary dimensions and prepare a part list. This question is asked for 14 marks. We have to disassemble this assembly, and each component should be drawn to the scale with appropriate dimension, and we have to prepare a part list for the same. So this solution we did earlier in some other question papers, and right now just I will show you how to draw the answer of this question. It is given like this. The assembly is given, so this is the isometric view of the assembly, given assembly. You can see here, this is isometric view. Assembly steps of knuckle joint. Knuckle joint is made up of these components. First one is this eye end. This end is called as fork end. This is a pin which is inserted inside this assembly, and this is collar which is here, and this is taper pin. Now how to assemble these components? So for that, this eye end is to be inserted inside this fork end over here, and this hole 1, 2 and 3, these three holes coincides each other, and through that hole this pin is inserted inside this, and after inserting this pin, here a circular hole is there which is provided to insert a taper pin, which is shown over here. So after inserting this pin inside this face, upper face will come over here, and at this face a collar is inserted, and after this collar this taper pin is inserted. So that is the assembly which is shown over here. So this will be the assembly which is given in the data, and we have to draw views of each components one by one. This is eye end. So for view of eye end, this is front view and top view of eye end. So this is front view and this is top view of eye end. Similarly, this is for pin, a long pin, knuckle pin. This is for collar, component number 3, and this is taper pin. These are the drawings of given components. Similarly, fork end to be drawn like this. This is the two views of fork end, 1 and 2, and you have to mention it's a question number 4A or question number 4. So write here 4 or 4A and draw these two views. Insert these appropriate lines. So this is center line, this is dotted line, this is full line, and so on. So this is the solution of this question paper, this problem which is asked for 14 marks. And here we have to prepare a part list for this solution. So to prepare a part list, first is serial number, second is the name, third is material, then quantity. So first is the fork end, the material is mild steel and its quantity is 1. Second is eye end, material is mild steel and 1 number is there. Then third component, that is collar, made up of mild steel material, quantity is 1. The fourth one is pin, material mild steel, quantity 1. And fifth one, that is taper pin, material mild steel, quantity 1. You have to prepare this part list for this assembly drawing. Next question, option of question number 4, 14 marks. Figure 5 shows the detail of tool post. Assemble the parts and draw front view and top view of assembly. These components are given to us. We also have solved the solution of this paper earlier. Just I will show you how we had drawn. We will skip the steps. Just I will show the solution of that question paper. And this is the solution or assembly of this component. If we assemble the tool post, it will appear like this. This is the elevation of the tool post, and this is the top view of the tool post. Two views are there, elevation and tool post, which is the assembly of 5 component. Component number 1, which is here, that is called as body, main body. Component number 2, that is wedge, which is provided over here, that is called as wedge. Component number 3 is here, which is called as ring. This is a ring. Component number 4, this one is component number 4, that is called as block. Component number 5, this one, it is called as screw. So it's an assembly of 5 components: main body, wedge, ring, block and screw. It is assembled. This is elevation, this is top view, and this is its left hand side view. So that is the solution of this paper we solved earlier. And you can prepare the part list like this, which is shown over here. Of course it is not asked in this paper, but we can draw part list like this: item number, description, number of and material. Here item number, first is the body, number 1 body, wedge, ring, block and screw. Material you can write anyone, either MS or SAE, it's not needed. Now next question, it's part list. First is body, MS as we have seen. Number 2 is wedge, MS1, ring, MS1, block, MS1, and number 5 screw, made up of mild steel, and quantity is 1. That is question number 4, solution of question number 4. Now next question, question number 5. Write AutoCAD program to draw figure number 6. This figure is given to us and we have to write the steps to draw this drawing in AutoCAD. So for that, first we assume this point as an origin point. Suppose this is origin point, means coordinate of this point is 0, 0, x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0, and we start drawing from this line. Suppose we want to draw this vertical line. So for that, line command is used, command line, and specify first point. So this is the first point having coordinate 0, 0, as we have assumed this point is a origin point. Specify next point. So next point is at this distance is 65 plus 15, 55 plus 15, so that is 70 mm at an angle of 90 degree. This angle is called as 90 degree because in this direction 0, 90, on this direction 180, and on this direction it is 270 degree. So 70 mm long line is to be drawn at an angle of 90 degree, so it will draw this vertical line. Specify next point, means this line. Length of this line is 140 plus 40, that is 180 millimeter. So from here to here, draw a line of 180 millimeter at an angle of 0 degree. In this direction angle is 0, so at an angle 180, at an angle 0. Now to draw this vertical line, this line, we know length, that is 70 millimeter, and angle would be 270 degree because it is in downward direction. So next is at 70 at an angle of 270. Of course, if we write here minus 70 instead of plus 70, we can write 90 degree angle. Then next, close. C means close. So it will close this rectangle. So we have drawn line from here, started from here, first, second and third, and if you enter close here, it will close this rectangle. So this rectangle will be drawn by these steps. Now next step. This line, how to draw this line? So for that, command line, enter in command prompt, enter line, enter, then specify first point. The coordinate of this point, x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 15 because this height is 15 millimeter. So 0, 15 is the coordinate of this point. Now to draw this line, we need to measure this length, and angle would be 0. Total is 140, this total length is, so we assume that this length would be 70 millimeter. So at 70 at an angle of 0, so it will draw line from this point to this point. Now to draw this vertical line, the length is known to us, that is 55 millimeter, and angle would be 90. So right here like this, specify next point 55 millimeter at an angle of 90. So it will draw this vertical line. And escape. Escape means it will cut this drawing. So we have drawn this line as well. Now next step is to draw another line, this line. How to draw this dotted line? So for that we need to know the coordinate of first point. Say this coordinate is, x coordinate is 160 millimeter, because this distance is 140 plus 20, 160, and y coordinate is 0 millimeter because it is on x axis. So this is the first point which we have specified. So specify first point 160 and 0. If we enter, the next command would be specify next point. So next point is here, length is 70 millimeter at an angle of 90 degree. So it will draw this vertical line, 70 mm line at an angle of 90 degree. And escape means it will complete this line. Now by this command it will draw simply a full line. Now to convert this full line into dotted line, use line type command. In command prompt, write line type, specify object, click on this line over here, then property, convert property into dotted. So this line will be converted into dotted line. Now this line is to be drawn by the similar steps which we used earlier. In command prompt, write line, the first point, coordinate of first point means this point, total is 140, this is 20, so 140 minus 20, x coordinate is 120 millimeter, y coordinate is 0, so 120 is 0 is the first point, and next point would be 70 at an angle of 90 degree. So this length is 70 millimeter and this line makes an angle of 90 degree with the reference. Then specify next point, escape. So it will cut this, it will draw this line from here to here. And again, to convert this full line into dotted line, use line type command, specify object means click on this line, select this line, and properties, change its property from continuous line to dotted line. So this line will be converted into continuous line to dotted line. Next, this line. How to draw this center line? So for that also same steps should be used. Command prompt, write line, specify first point. The coordinate of this first point would be 140 millimeter in x direction and 0 millimeter in y direction. So 140 0, this is the first step. Second step, this length is known to us, that is 70 millimeter. So at 70 at an angle of 90 degree, this line will be drawn. Then escape, so it will draw this line, and again change its property. To change the property, use command prompt line type, then select the object means select this line, click on this line, and property, change its property to center. So this line will be drawn, converted into center line from continuous line. Then this line, this we have drawn, all these lines we have drawn. Now about this line. So we start from here. To draw this top view, we start from here. We assume the coordinate of this point, say x coordinate is 0 0 and y coordinate is 100. This total is 55 plus 15, 70. We assume that this distance is 30 millimeter. So y coordinate would be 0 and 100. X coordinate 0, y coordinate 100. We start from here. Next point, 80 millimeter is the length, 65 plus 15, 80 millimeter is the total length. So 80 at an angle of 90 degree, it will draw line from this point to this point. To draw this line, again 180 at an angle of 140 at an angle of 0. This length is known to us, that is 140 millimeter from here to here, and angle is 0 degree. So from here to here it will draw a line. Then specify next point, 80 at 270 means from here to here. Length is 80 millimeter, angle is 270 degree, means it will draw the line in downward direction from here to here. 80 at an angle of 270 from here to here. Now to complete this line, we can use close or 140 at an angle of 180 degree. So it will draw line from this end to this end. Instead of writing this 140 at an angle of 180, we can write C as well. If we write C, it will close this rectangle. And last step is to escape, means this figure is drawn, this outside line is drawn. Now we have to draw these lines, this circle and two center lines and dimensions of this figure. Let me start drawing from here. Think about the coordinate of this point. What should be coordinate? X coordinate would be half of this, that is 70, and y coordinate would be 100 millimeter. So in command prompt, write line, specify first point 70 and 100. X coordinate 70 millimeter, y coordinate 100 millimeter. Now what's about this length? This length is known to us, that is 65 millimeter, and angle is 90 degree. So specify second point would be next point or second point at 65 millimeter at an angle of 90 degree. So it will draw a line from this end to this end. This line is drawn. Now about this line, length is known to us, length is 70 millimeter and angle is 180 degree. So here we should write at an angle of at 70 at an angle of 180, like this, 70 at an angle 180. So it will draw a line from here to here. So this line is also drawn. Now about an escape, so it will complete this figure. Now next command is to draw this circle. To draw this circle, use the command circle. In command prompt you write circle, then specify center point. The computer will ask, or AutoCAD will ask about specification of center point. Think about the coordinate of this center point. X coordinate is 140 millimeter and y coordinate would be, here this point is 100 plus 40. So 140 millimeter would be the y coordinate of the center of this circle. So specify the center point 140, 140. The next would be specify radius of this circle, which is given here, diameter 40 means radius is 20 millimeter. So it will draw this circle. Now arc, about this arc, how to draw this arc? So for that, use in command prompt arc command, specify first point 140 millimeter in x direction means this point, and 100 millimeter in y direction. So this is the first point of the arc to be drawn. Specify the radius, that is 40 millimeter, which is given in